Good evening, traders. It's Simon here with your weekly review, and what a week it's been last week. Gold has made its highest high ever since the downturn, so that's over the last 5 years now. So gold made its highest high. The dollar has moved rapidly lower, which we really did expect, and there's been some nice positions on dollar, Swiss, and euro dollar. So let's dive in and have a look. So the DXY, we said last week we think this is bearish and we want to look for the actual trend change, and the trend change comes with these two candles here. So we had this bullish engulfing candle finishing last week. We had a little doji, a little inside bar, then the breakdown there. So if you was looking around this area here, Tuesday, you could be thinking to yourself, do you know what? There could be some little bit of positions on the dollar that goes short, not long. And that's exactly what happened with 3 huge bearish days in a row. Now, the other thing as well this has done is on the weekly chart now is we've broken this upward sloping trend lines. If I can draw this as like that, and we've clearly and cleanly broken to the downside. We do have the weekly 50 EMA in the way, but at the same time, you've got to respect the fact we've broken out the pattern now. We've broken the lows there, and this is the first time, going back again, sort of drone on about this all the time, guys. That's the first trend change we've had out of a whole lot of this. That's the first trend change. Let's have a look again why that is. Double top pattern, it moved down, made a double bottom pattern there, moved up, bear in mind, double bottom again, another higher low, triple top pattern. There's your first lower low. This is your first lower high ever. The whole of this pattern on the screen you got now is the first lower high, and then we're going down, and we cleanly break the lows there, and it looks as though now, once we head out of this 95 area here, we will be heading down towards 94. So that's what I'm expecting in the medium term, but how can you play that along all the pairs? So the Aussie dollar isn't the greatest dollar pair to go long with. The reason why that is we're still within this downward sloping triangle here, trend line / triangle. I'm not entirely confident, and we still haven't broken the daily 50 EMA at all, and we're still trending downwards. That doesn't mean to say I want to short this pair. It just tells me that Aussie itself is a little bit weaker, and that even the Aussie movement the last few days has found its strength. It just shows you that the dollar is really weak, but the Australian dollar isn't the greatest in the world to trade. So for being quite honest with you, the weekly chart looks a little bit, it looks nice. Little mini double bottom pattern there forming, you can see it there, but like I said, you've got this level at 70, which is really going to be key, so you have to be really careful. But like I said, a break and retest of this downward sloping trend line, obviously seen on the daily chart, will give you that indication. Now let's look at euro dollar, because we did say we wouldn't want to short this pair last week. We had massive concerns about moving this pair going down lower. It did test the 1.12 area, and then we broke out to the upside. Now for me personally, I've been ill this week, so I haven't actually really been trading. So this was my position I stuck on euro dollar like this. The actual target isn't actually a target at the moment, it's just an estimation where we could go to start with. But with the volume now moving us up the upside, now it is volume's picked up, the price has really moved up rapidly. I do feel that's a good bullish move up, and I'll be looking for more buyers in the future. And I suppose the next real test would be a break and retest of this 1.14 overall. That would be the next retest. Then 1.157. And to be quite honest, when you look at the weekly chart as well, I can see us heading up to this area here at 1.18. So just keep that in mind if you're going to short this pair. You're only going to short for short-term shorts. That's it, no more than that. So pound dollar on the weekly chart, very similar story. Got a nice few indecision candles here at the moment. It's just chopping around. When you come down to the daily chart, it's very similar to the Aussie dollar in the sense it made a little lower low, but it has really rallied quite high and nicely into this. So if you did go long here, not too bad a trade, actually not too shoddy. There were better pairs to trade, but this was again what we expected. It just popped down a couple more days further than expected, no more than that. Then raid off afterwards. We then go and look into Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar, I love this trade. This is a really fantastic trade to take. This is probably the best trade to take of the week. Why was that? We came down, little doji candle, pop up afterwards there. That was the little free candle reversal. Beautiful trade to take. I absolutely loved it. Got on it, I have. I'm still on it now. I know we're testing the daily 50 EMA as we speak, but I just feel that the double bottom pattern will be the thing that the side that will break through, and you often see it here where it does get tested. You see the trend change. There's your trend change there. It raid back off again. That's part of the pattern. Bear in mind that's an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Here you had a little mini double bottom there and another test there, and then we've raided off nicely. So with the weaker dollar coming into play as well, I can see this going up further as we go through the next couple of weeks. So now looking at dollar CAD. Dollar CAD did precisely what we expected. This was actually a fairly good trade. I know this upward sloping trend was in the way, but again, this really mimics the what happened here. Little doji, a little bearish candle there. That was your signal there. You could have easily just sold here like that, sold at the end of the day, put your stop there, and like I said, your target here you would for 5%, almost 4.5%. But if you're one of these people who want to try all the days, try your stop there, you could have done that for the moment, 2.5% there. You may even do a tighter stop there. You may have waited. There's lots of ways you could trade this pair, but this was what we expected to do. Come up, then break back down. That's exactly what it's done. So I do see, or I would like to see, us go down to 131. Actually, that's what I'd like to see next, and then a grind back up to 133, and then we can sell down further. That would be a nice breathing way of it working that way. But hey, we'll wait and see what happens. Dollar Swiss was perfect. You couldn't get much better than this, in all fairness. Not only did it do exactly the same place, in the zone as well, in the circle. So we actually drew this circle a couple of weeks ago, didn't we now, guys? So this is what we was looking for. You got a test on the daily 50, this upward sloping trend line, the key level. You got deceleration, reversal candles, then a massive breakout to the downside, and almost gone to where we'd expect to go to next, which is 97.4, 97.3.5. So that is an absolute perfect trade. A lot of people didn't want to get on this. I know there's people saying they want to buy here. They did. I don't understand why you'd want to buy going up when you can see it broken down, but hey, this is how traders work, I suppose. So this was the perfect trade. Where does this happen to go next? Well, the problem you have with this one, it's moved so well. If it moves back up to test 988, it won't be as strong as this signal here. So just remember that. It could also still come back to 1.0. You have no idea what's going to happen next, but that's what could happen. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, you just want to play this. This is moved. You're too far into the run now. Don't chase this trade. Let's just be silly if you traced it or not. Dollar yen, we did say don't trade it. Has moved out. Just gone to the next key level. Just zoom out there a little bit. I'm still not trading this pair. Not interested. Some people say they're going to go long here probably because that's what they just want to do. There is no real signal there at all. Very similar trick to gold, which we'll now go over and have a look, because gold has actually made its highest high ever there. There we are. So what happened on gold? So on the Friday we had this doji candle here we did, and although I looked at it and thought, yeah, you know, it could be a good sell. The problem you've got is at a key level, don't get me wrong, it was lovely, but my concern was, as always, if you've got a weak dollar, you may get a strong gold, and the problem you've got now is the fact this is not only is it actually broken out, it's broken out with really some fierce volume here now. So this breakout isn't just a fake out. I'd say this is more valid than anything else. If it is a fake out, it will come back later on to these levels, just purely because the volume here is really picked up there. So it's interesting to see that. And notice as well, if I just zoom out, this is one of the highest volume days for quite some time. Just going to zoom out and see how high that volume really is, and if you can see that it's the second highest ever, that is, in all fairness, and it's 2 days in a row, so that's a very good strong level. So why did I not sell this here? Let me explain to you why. So I was looking for a double top pattern to start with, really, something to prove it as a trend change. Now I did have this in mind here, this kind of oh, sorry guys, hold on, this kind of trade. Now the problem I had here, in all fairness, was It never created a double top pattern whatsoever. It just kind of just stopped a little bit short of that. Didn't like it. And if you look down here as well, it just on the 4-hour chart, it just come down and come back up again, which isn't the greatest. And then when you go down to the 1-hour chart for that come down and come back up again was actually a test of the 1-hour 50 EMA. So there was really no chance you'd actually want to trade this pair whatsoever to go to the short side. And what's happened is now we've really moved up massively here. So what do I expect next from gold? Because it's a bigger than this is now. So let's look at the weekly chart and have a look. Biggest bullish engulfing candle, one of the highest volume weeks there are as well. Bear in mind, this was, like I said, the start of it. It closed the highest price since it's been going down. So it's been coming down here 2012, 2013, 2014. It had broken, it had been testing the weekly 50 EMA, and now look what you got here. You got a break to the upside, the weekly 50 on your side. I would love for pullback to come back down to this area here. That is what I'm really looking for now, and I'll start buying my base level here at 1350. Start buying some gold here. That is what I'm looking for. It may go up another week, put a higher test in, then come down. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see. Move back down again, and then we start buying. We actually start buying here. So if you can imagine this daily 50 EMA and this weekly 50 EMA just line up together, that'd be beautiful to see that, and that's what I'll be looking for in the future. So any questions, give us a shout. If not, happy trading. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.